Hey, what's up, guys? It's B-Dog. So, I'm reincarnating my podcast, M.E.N. I have two guests today with me, Cody and Christian.
Hey.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about the movie Spirited Away. This movie is directed by Hayao Miyazaki. He's a pretty famous Japanese director. He's brought a lot of anime movies over to the States, like Ponyo, the movie we're talking about, Spirited Away, Porco Rosso, Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, Howl's Moving Castle. Actually, I just recently watched Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. It's pretty good. What was another? You were just talking about Mary and the Witch's Flower, and then another one.
I don't think he... Oh, he did? Okay,
wait, no, he didn't?
I'm not sure.
I guess I'm going to look this up, but you were talking about it, and I assume that every anime movie over here comes from him.
Well, perhaps, but I think...
That kind of a joke, but it's most of the popular ones come from him. Yeah. When did that come out?
February, I believe.
Okay, nope, he didn't do it. He did The Wind Rises.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, The Wind Rises was supposed to be his last masterpiece or something.
From the movies that I've seen of his, he's a pretty... Oh, Castle in the Sky, that was another one. He's a pretty good director. Apparently, this movie was also directed by another director, which, to my understanding, he's only done one other notable movie, and that was Beauty and the Beast. His name's Kirk Weiss. Okay, wait, he did A Hunchback of Notre Dame and Atlantis the Lost Empire. So he hasn't done a lot of movies, but what?
What I'm thinking is he probably directed the American cast.
Probably directed, yeah, you're probably right. That would probably be a good assessment.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. I'm going to run down the plot real quick on this movie. It's actually very simple. This girl is moving with her family to the suburbs. They stop real quick at some abandoned ruins. Her family finds they find this like area, and then suddenly food appears, and then her parents get turned into pigs, and she's got to rescue them because they were being greedy, and she's dealing with spirits and demons, and I think that's is that a pretty good assessment of the plot?
I'm not sure.
That was just really quick. Food turned into pigs and now demons.
Well, yeah, that's the point. And she's trying to get her parents back because they're trapped by these spirits. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Most of them are somewhat greedy. It's a very well animated movie. So I'm just going to start off real quick, just the general thoughts of what you thought of this movie, Cody.
Oh, I think it's a very beautifully made movie. When I was rewatching it last night, I couldn't help but notice, if you ever been on Tumblr and you kind of scroll through, you'd see random GIFs that some people just post. It seems like almost every single shot would be one of those GIFs. It's just everything's just very.
I don't spend a lot of time on Tumblr, Cody.
Neither do I. Maybe total, I've spent 30 minutes on Tumblr, but it's just very beautifully made. All the background scenes are amazing. The characters each have their unique personality. There is actually overarching theme to the entire movie, which we can get into later. I think there's a couple, but. And the characters are pretty well written. I mean, there's only a couple times in the movie where something that they said or did kind of brought me out of it. Why did they do that? But I think that was only once or twice. Other than that, it's a very good movie.
Okay, Christian.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very good movie. I'm not as I'd say enthusiastic about it as Cody because actually that was the first Studio Ghibli film I've seen, and it was actually at Cody's house, and I haven't seen another one since then. I need to though because I've heard that they are all very good.
We can have a movie marathon today.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. There is a Korean movie I want to show you, but anyways.
Yeah, I need to. What is with you in Korean movies?
Yeah, I'm telling you, they're all good. There's not a bad one. For real. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. I watched it, and I can see why everybody likes it. It's a very, very pretty film for being made, I think, in 2001. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, 2001.
It's 2001. It's a very nice looking movie for being so old, and it's. I mean, the score is very good. I don't know if you'd call it soundtrack since it's.
The music. I forgot to mention that.
Music is. It's very good. All the characters, like Cody said, are very distinctive, and they're very, very. I don't know. They're just well-rounded characters. Very good. I don't remember enough about it to have any real complaints. Like, I don't really think I have any complaints. The thing that I like the most about it, though, is the world building, because the world is constructed in a very nice way, and I love mysterious worlds. And I don't think you learn that much about it, do you? I don't.
No,
not you really don't. Yeah,
and that's one thing I like about it. A movie is very good if it can immerse you into the world and want you to get you want to have more. Like the immersion is very good. I don't know. I would just say overall it was a very good movie. I don't really have much else to say, but I'd watch it again. Yeah, it was very good.
Okay, I thought this was a well done movie. The animation was fantastic. I liked how they did all these different demons. They were very cool looking. Some of them looked very human, and then others looked not so human. The story was well done. You know, they developed it nicely. It made sense. And how they follow this girl's story, that was very well done. And you know how she was interacting with other characters, how she was going through this universe and interacting with them. Yeah, they really developed like her as a character and her dealing with this situation, because she definitely just doesn't know how to deal with it. Her relationship with the boy in the movie, even though he's technically not a boy, he's probably like 400 years old, so that's great. 400-year-old guy hitting on a 10-year-old. That's fantastic.
That's Japan.
What the heck, Cody?
So Chris said that.
Oh, that was Chris. Sorry. It's Chris. What the hell, man? That's Japan. Okay. I thought it was a well done movie. Okay, let's start going. Let's work our way through the plot. Start off the movie. It's just she's going with her family to the suburbs, but they stop.
Do you want me to cover the summary since I watched it last night?
Yes, cover the summaries because I'm fumbling through it.
So the premise of the story is that Chihiro, the main character, the little girl, her and her mom and dad are moving to a new house, assumably in the suburbs, but they ended up getting lost. The dad made a wrong turn, and they're like going down a forest. They're going through a forest pretty much, and like I said earlier, it was like why would they do that? He was like going like 80 miles per hour down like a dirt road in the middle of the forest.
Yeah, her parents are pretty dumb.
That's great.
Yeah, their parents are really dumb. But I think I know why they kind of depicted their parents this way, which I'll get to in a bit when we get into the philosophy of it, behind the movie. So they ended up stopping in front of this giant, building that's kind of looks like one of those traditional like Japanese buildings. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dad goes up to it and he goes, "This isn't made out of rock; it's made out of plaster." And then they went down the tunnel and they looked around and he goes, "I knew it. This is an abandoned theme park." And he mentioned that a bunch of them were built in the 90s, but then the economy went to crap and a bunch of them shut down. And so they start exploring the place, and the dad goes, "You smell that?" And then it's like, "I smell food." And then they ended up finding pretty much a stand, like a food stand. It basically looks kind of like a little tiny, like abandoned, like ghost town. But in it, they found like a stand pretty much that was selling food, and they were like, "Wow, this stuff smells good." And Chihiro is like, "I don't feel good about this place." And the dad was like, he takes a bite out of one of the food, one of the food items, and he says like, "Wow, this stuff's amazing." And then the mom sits down and she starts eating it too, and she goes, the Chihiro goes like, "Come on, guys, we'll get in trouble, please." And then the dad says, "Oh, don't worry, honey. Daddy's got plenty of cash and credit cards. He'll just pay for it when they get back." And so they all sit down. So not Chihiro. So the mom and dad sit down and they're eating, and then Chihiro walks around to go find out what's going on. Yeah, Ben, just tell me stop when you want me to.
That
get
was
done with the
basically
section.
verbatim.
Okay.
How the hell did you? No, that was good. I was fantastic narration. Like word for word. He was like nailing it. I was like, what the heck? Okay,
right.
yeah.
Because I'm really enthusiastic.
I mean, I don't know what else
top
to.
10.
I don't know anything specific to cover as far as like the quality of the movie. That beginning shot, though, yeah, those beginning shots were good. Yeah, it kind of slowly works your way into the universe, because you don't start seeing like all the creatures until more towards the middle of the movie. Like they don't slap it on you, and I thought that was good.
Well, actually, they kind of do slap it on you because, like, it starts turning to dusk, and the kind of the helper of the movie, the Haku, the guy, he shows up and he goes, "What are you doing here?" He's like, you can get in trouble. This is really bad." And he goes, "I'll hold him off. Go get your parents." And then, he did some magic thing, and she's running, and she goes and finds her parents has turned into pigs. And then she's like freaking out, and a bunch of stuff is like happening, and then a bunch of like fairies come up, as in the boat fairies, and then they start unloading, and all of a sudden these it looks like floating like price tags. They pretty much come off the boat, and then they kind of form into like full on like creatures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then as she's like running around the world trying to figure, getting scared and stuff like that, like more and more get slapped on you, like the freaky like bird with the old woman head, like the more.
Well, okay, for her, because it's shock and awe for her. They're throwing a whole bunch of stuff at her to at the screen to show you like what she's going through.
Yeah. And then pretty much everything that we see, or most of the creatures that we see within the first 20 minutes of the movie. It's a 2-hour-long film.
Was the frog within the first 30 minutes? I really like the frog.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
I was actually
he's pretty funny. What does he do? Doesn't he freeze him on the bridge?
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Look, a girl!" and then boom, freezes him.
He has that blank look in his face. His eyes are wide open. His mouth is open. He's like floating.
Yeah.
It looks really funny.
Because the girl didn't hold her breath across the bridge.
Yeah, just like random magic. It's like holding your breath when you pass a graveyard kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's clever. But yeah, that's one of the premises. Like at the beginning of the movie, is Haku is trying to get Chihiro through the bridge into the bathhouse, but she has to hold her breath crossing the bridge, otherwise they'll see her.
Because Haku did like a magic spell or something.
Yeah.
I would be doomed if I had to hold my breath even for longer than 10 seconds. Like, I was thinking, why? Because I watched that sequence this morning, and I was like, how? Like, that is something I cannot do.
Is it also a sound scene? Like, is it a sound spell as well? Or no?
Yes. No, well, it's, they can't see her at all until, she,
okay, they can't see her. But can they hear her?
Yeah. The big thing about the movie is that
the question is, can they hear her? Because if they could hear her, then if they can't hear her, then why doesn't she just sprint?
Well, if you sprint, you're more likely to breathe because
that's a fair point.
So also the bridge was very busy, so even if she just walked, they wouldn't just like, oh, where's those footsteps coming from? Because there's footsteps everywhere. They wouldn't have really noticed.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Yeah, one plot hole I could see is that why didn't they smell her? Because a lot of the spirits are like, oh, I smell a human. Like like at one point, one of the characters even accused someone else of smelling of a human. That wasn't a human. I was like, he's like, Lynn, you smell like a human. And then, yeah. So
Well,
why
it's
wasn't
busy. They're probably just like, oh, I probably got a whiff of some guy who didn't wash his pants.
Right.
They all look like they don't wash their pants.
That's a fair point.
Especially the radish spirit.
Oh, is that
Radish?
that's the big dude with I guess I know what a radish looks like.
The red hat. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in the elevator with Chihiro. I love that man.
Oh, that really fat one?
Yeah. But so amazing.
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, the really fat one who almost envelops her in the. He almost envelops her in the. Man,
elevator.
that's like
He's a nice guy though. He's really cool.
He is
Even
though.
shows
He
up for, like,
protects
10
her.
seconds. Yeah, but so a big theme of the movie is the Westernization of Japan. So you can kind of see that with the dad and the mom, going down the highway really fast, or going down the dirt road really fast, even though it's dangerous. Because, like, if you think about the stereotypes of Americans, we like our, fast and big,
Yeah.
like, think Texan, like it's like everything's big in Texas. It's like, well, everything's big in the West. That's how they kind of.
That's hilarious, actually.
And,
that's actually a good point because he's like we can just pay for it with cash and credit cards. That's
too. He's like, Daddy's got plenty of cash and credit cards.
That's totally the American mindset. You keep using your credit card until you max it out, and then you have to take out a mortgage on your house in order to pay for it.
Yeah,
that's a totally American thing to do.
Yeah, and a lot of it focuses around greed and gluttony, especially with the character No Face, the one that almost everyone knows about but doesn't know his name.
Everything.
Yeah, he eats a butt.
Oh yeah,
he eats a bunch, and then all the workers at the bathhouse, which is like the main part of the movie. By the way, speaking to the viewers, the bathhouse is a huge part of the movie. That's pretty much the focal point of the entire entire like area. That's like where most of the movie takes place. So all the workers at the bathhouse are like super greedy. They like it's hard to explain, but if you just the frog guy, he sneaks out in the middle of the night to try to see if he can pick out gold from between the cracks of the floorboards with a toothpick. Like they're like that they're like that greedy. So
that with a toothpick, that's funny.
That's something I would do.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
that would be something you would do.
Stereotypes of Americans, very greedy, gluttonous, kind of arrogant, and kind of like risky. But like all that is like imparted into the movie. That's a huge theme of the movie, the Westernization of Japan, and it's all mixed in with like these Japanese like spirits and stuff like that, and characters.
That's actually a very intelligent.
That's a really good. That makes me like the movie even more. About how like the American mindset is very, it's very infectious.
Smart man, Cody.
Read it off of Wikipedia.
Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind. I take it back.
Well, I read it off of Wikipedia.
Oh man, Cody, I thought you were the best.
No, I had to be
now
honest.
You're second behind Wikipedia.
Oh man. Well,
actually, no, I'm kidding. You're still the best.
Oh, thank you, Ben. But in all honesty, yeah, I read that off of Wikipedia. I'm like, oh man, that makes so much sense. And then I started connecting the dots, and yeah, the more you think about it, the more dots that get connected.
Yeah, okay, maybe I think the ending actually has to do with it too, because the girl she goes off into or maybe I should cover well, I'm going to cover it now, but she kind of goes off into the country and gets to a more basic, like, I don't know, does it look more traditional, like the hut at the end of the movie with you, yeah. It looks more traditional.
Twin sister.
Yeah, Yubaba's twin sister. It looks more traditionalist, like she's less greedy. She's just kind of more simple.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like, you can call me Granny,
Yeah, just a more simple lifestyle and less about greed. And she takes, No Face starts working for her, right?
Yeah.
As, for helping spin yarn or whatever. Yeah, helping spin yarn. And then there's the little Yubaba's baby that in the movie beginning is fat as all get out. Whoa, Lord. just a fat little greedy thing, and she gets turned into a mouse. He gets turned into a mouse, and then I remember one of the funniest parts is that little bug carrying the fat mouse. That's
it's like
pretty
a
good.
little. It's basically like a little Tweety bird, basically.
Oh yeah, a little Tweety bird carrying that fat mouse.
That was the bird with the old woman head. Got turned into that too, by Yubaba's twin sister when she kind of like astral projected herself over to the top floor of the bathhouse where Yubaba lives.
Yeah,
remember that? Yeah,
I
do. She's like, let's see how I can mess everything up over here. So at first it seems like she's the bad guy, but as soon as we get to know her, we're like, oh, she's actually like way better, way better than Yubaba. But also, well, I was actually going to go into the baby too. If you notice, like at the when we were first introduced to the baby, the second time we're introduced to the baby, the first time we hear it talk, he says, he's like, I've never left this room. There's germs outside. I don't want to go outside. I want to stay here and play and stuff like that. And he was all about me, and all about, what makes him comfortable. But then once Yubaba's twin sister turns him and the old lady bird into a mouse and basically a little tiny bird, like you could see the baby maturing. Like at one point, the bird gets too tired to carry the mouse around, and then so it rests on the baby's back, as while they're still transformed as mice and birds. So I'm trying to think of how to explain it. So the bird lands. The bird has been carrying around the baby the entire time, and it like runs out of energy and just like puts it down, and the baby, as the mouse, just keeps on walking, carrying the bird on his back. And then Chihiro looks down at the mouse and said, I can carry you if you want. And then it kind of just like ignores what she said, kind of like, I can do this myself. I'm good. And then by the end, when it's talking, when the baby talks to Yubaba, his mom, he's like, he's like, you could tell that he's a lot more mature.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this is my friend. I actually had a really good time, being outside of my comfort zone. Literally comfort zone. That thing is, the room that the baby's found in is literally piled with pillows. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like up to
I mean, I would love to jump in something like that. That'd be awesome. Just the way
if you notice, if you look real closely, the first time Chihiro enters the baby's room, there's a pillow with a black cat with a bow tie on it. That's a reference to Kiki's Delivery Service, another Studio Ghibli film.
Ooh, cool.
So there's a little Easter egg for you.
Okay, one thing that I thought was hilarious was that actually it takes a while for Yubaba to figure out that her baby is not actually her baby, because her twin sister turned one of Yubaba's grunting heads. Like they're these big fat chunks of head. Like a head that talks and it just rolls around and grunts. And she turned one of those into the baby.
Yeah. And if you notice, she was actually too distracted by gold to notice that her baby wasn't her baby.
Yeah.
She was distracted by gold. She was being greedy.
This movie really takes a shot at America.
I know.
Rightfully so.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. Another good part of that is like greed causes you to kind of lose your identity, I guess, is what I got, because the people in the bathhouse, they don't know their name. They say that Yubaba steals it. Like Haku doesn't actually know his name. He's a river spirit, but he doesn't figure that out. Oh man, I should have said spoiler alert.
I think they've got it by now.
The movie's 17 years old, I think.
I mean, that's a fair point, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it'd be 17 years old by now, and plus we've already covered some spoilers, so.
Yeah, that's a fair point, but maybe... No, I'm just mad that I didn't do it at the beginning. But yeah, they don't... A lot of them don't actually know their name. And I think that just kind of losing your identity for the sake of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I just put together. But what?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point. For the audience, we only know Chihiro by the name Chihiro for only I think only 20 to 40 minutes of the film total. The rest of the movie, she goes by the name Sen, S-E-N. And that's because Yubaba, she's like, sign your name on this contract. And she's like, okay. So she signed her name on the contract saying, I'm going to work here at the bathhouse. And then when Yubaba took the contract, she took a bunch of letters off of it. And then she held them in her hands and she crushed it basically. And she goes, from now on, your name will be Sen. And she goes, okay. And then luckily Haku remembered her real name. And then Haku said, and by the time Chihiro wakes up the next morning, she's totally forgotten that her name is Chihiro. She thought her name was Sen. She's totally forgotten her real name until Haku says, your real name's Chihiro. Don't forget it. Here's a piece of paper with your name on it. And so that kind of also can be how sometimes we get so focused on our work and kind of like what you said, we get so focused on work and things of the materially that we end up forgetting who we are. We forget who our own identity. Maybe we can cover the love between Haku and Chihiro.
Yeah, if you want, you can go for it, or Christian can chime in because he's been silent.
No, I have no idea what we're talking about. I'm sorry. I haven't watched this movie in forever. I'm kind of here for comedic relief.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fair enough point. So say something funny then.
You want to hear some? Okay. Hey, Ben, have you heard of the new band called D's?
No.
Oh,
D's
please.
Nuts?
I knew you were going to do that as soon as you said it. No. Welcome back to 2014.
Yeah. Welcome back.
I've gotten at least.
So, hey, what's up, guys? We're back. You're really not going to notice this, but I ran out of space, and then my computer died. So, yeah. Actually, it didn't die. It just shut off on me. Decided to be a piece of crap. Anyways, so, Cody, start talking about the relationship between Haku and Chihiro.
All right. Okay, so what we established in the 6 minutes that we were talking after your computer died was that so the love between Chihiro and Haku is more of a mentor and long lost friends kind of love, and we established that really Haku doesn't really know why he's helping Chihiro because humans are just stinky and dumb in that world. And he's like, why am I helping an especially stinky and dumb human? And he goes, I don't really know. You just seem kind of familiar. And then they find out that for the backstory between them is that when Chihiro was very little, she ended up dropping her shoe into a river and she went to go and get it, but then she started drowning. And the flow of the river ended up pushing her back to shallow waters, and she ended up surviving. And Haku remembers that, and he did that purposefully. But then later on, they met again at the bathhouse, and that's when he's like, "Wow, she looks really familiar. I don't know why though." He gets sick, and Haku gets sick and beat up and stuff like that, and then Chihiro purposely saves him. She purposely helps him out by giving him the medicine that she could use to save her parents and get out of there. But she used it to save him. And then he kind of, after he wakes up, he cuts a deal with Yaba, the witch, saying...
Wait, Yubaba,
the witch, saying, Chihiro is burn Chihiro's contract and let her parents go and stuff like that. And so it's kind of slowly realizing who the other person is and what they mean to them. and then their relationship is very deep, kind of complicated, but also really profound.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
we can cover the actors. The actors.
Sure, we could talk about the one that's been in everything that I still don't know who he is. What's his name?
Oh shoot, I don't remember his name.
Pull up the IMDb. Somebody quick.
I am going. Okay, Jason Marsden. He was Max in a Goofy movie.
Yes,
he was in Hocus Pocus.
Oh yeah, that's it. As the cat. I forgot about that one too.
He was in The Secret Life of Pets.
Oh.
A bunch of animated stuff.
Yep. I think
Mad.
Shaolin Showdown.
The Garfield Show.
Showdown.
Dude, it's this really awesome TV.
Monsters University.
I didn't know he was in that one.
The Elder Scrolls 5.
Yep.
Skyrim, Dragonborn.
The Courier.
And a couple
I've
of
been
them.
looking for you.
Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. I'm trying to find a good example, but Kim Possible.
Oh yeah,
Possible.
everyone knows Kim Possible. Almost everyone.
Only peasants don't know.
Brother Bear 2.
Oh, Brother Bear, that was one of my favorite.
I liked Brother Bear
shows
too.
as a kid, or shows on TV.
Danger Rangers.
What?
What's Danger Ranger? Ben,
you've never heard of Danger Rangers?
I have not.
What? Oh, it's they're frick. It's a cartoon. They're a bunch of different animals. They travel around and save kids. Just look it up.
That's
Danger Rangers. Yeah.
I can say the first thing I thought of was the Wonder Pets.
No, how dare you? How dare you? Oh, he was in Will and Grace. Full House.
He's been in like an incredible amount.
I don't think so. I think you're over-exaggerating. He's just been in a lot of animated stuff that no one cares about.
Nobody cares about. Excuse you, Ben.
How many things did you actually know? He just has a long list because he's a voice actor, and if he didn't,
Vegas, Skyrim, multiple other Fallout games. What was the other one? Freaking.
That's not everything. How dare you?
Lilo and Stitch.
No, he wasn't in Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, I thought we confirmed that.
You're thinking of wait, Chris. That was
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus.
Which was it? The good Ben 10 he's in, or is it the bad Ben 10?
I think it was the good one.
Oh, it makes it even better.
Okay, fine.
But
he's not been in everything. He's been in a bunch of animated stuff because he's a voice actor, and if he didn't do a bunch of stuff, he'd be broke.
Are you discrediting animated movies and animated features because they are not?
20-second voice of some guy farting in an animated series does not mean that he's in everything. Okay?
Angry.
Yes, I'm angry.
But yeah, then the girl who played Chihiro, she's also Lilo in Lilo and Stitch.
Cool.
But I think that might be the only thing.
I bet the grunts of Radish Man are probably from some famous person.
Her name's Devi Chase. She's Lilo in Lilo and Stitch. She was also in The Ring. Donnie Darko.
The Ring? Who is she in The Ring?
Her name's Samara.
She's the woman from The Ring. That's really scary.
Wait, she's the girl that goes.
No, that's the Grudge.
Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the Grudge. Sorry, I'm getting.
But is she Samara from The Ring?
Yes.
Samara's the person who's
really
cool. The TV, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And you say who's she in Donnie Darko? Is she Donnie Darko's sister?
No, that is Maggie Gyllenhaal. That's Jake Gyllenhaal's sister.
Oh, that's really Jake Gyllenhaal's sister. I didn't know that.
Samantha Darko. That's her name in Donnie Darko.
What in the world?
Hold on. Well, I'm gonna look this up.
I take back what I said earlier.
Because I swear to shit that yes, okay, Elizabeth Darko. That's his. Okay, I guess he might have two sisters. Well, I think this is a good place to stop. As you can see, we all like this movie a lot.
It's okay.
Okay, Christian, I am done with your horse crap.
Mercy.
Okay, so that's gonna be it.
For the ratings,
we don't. I don't rate on the podcast.
I rate it. Well, I'll rate it.
If you want to rate it, you can rate it.
I rate it. I rate it probably 7 or 8 smoking frogs out of 10 smoking frogs. Why? That's the only reason I wanted to rate it. Say that.
I'd say.
Okay, fine. We'll do smoking frogs then. Okay. I think. You know what? 8 out of 10 smoking frogs. That's good. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's good. I'll take. I'd say the movie is probably one gunk that came out of the water spirit's body out of 1.
I heard you say 1, and I was going to say Cody. I need something.
Out of 1. It's 1 out of 1. 1 star out of 1 star.
Wow, I never heard that rating.
Oh, what was the food? The food at the beginning?
I don't remember.
Or shoot.
I don't know, but how come?
I'm trying to think of something.
Just
creative,
do it in smoking frogs.
Wait, what?
We're doing it in smoking frogs.
Oh, okay, fine. We're doing it in.
Okay, fine. You can do whatever you want as long as it's out of 10. Wait, what did he say?
I'll do 9 pieces of soot out of 10. The little fuzzballs at the beginning.
Okay, sure. Okay, so that's going to be it for this podcast, guys. I had a fun time talking about this movie. I hope you guys liked it. Please comment what you thought of this podcast. Comment what you thought of these people, but let's be honest. They're going to keep coming on.
So well.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what they rate it. I'm back.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week, yeah. Comment what you thought of this movie. And subscribe. So that's it. See you guys later. Say bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
B-Dog. Out.